Welcome back to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And in this case, we're diving into Wil-Ro, Wil-Ro Inc. We're honored to be joined by Katelyn McGuire, Director of Sales, and Hannah DeWeese, Brand Leader. How are you two doing?
Doing good. Thank you for having us.
Well, next year is a big celebration in terms of 50th anniversary. So let's start with a little bit of history. Hannah, give us some history for Wil-Ro.
Of course. So Wil-Ro was started in 1973 by two brothers, William and Roger Anderson. They started right here in Gallatin, Tennessee, with cattle and horse trailers, and developed in the 90s to truck bodies. And that's where we are today, is just in truck bodies. So we initially started with horse trailers, walking gates. I think we even did opening gate for the Kentucky Derby in the 70s. So it started here in Gallatin. We're a few streets over at our current facility. And then the company was bought 5 years ago by our current owner, Josh Coster.
And so talk about the legacy. When you look at how far you've come, innovation, the history, there's a lot that goes into this. And so give us some of the kind of cool storylines. You mentioned the brothers and obviously that creating the name, but give us a couple of cool storylines that you wish everyone knew.
Of course. So I think one of the coolest parts is they never meant to start this. They built just one cattle trailer, and other people in the area saw it and wanted something similar. So what started as just one horse trailer, we now have distributors in 18 states, I think totaling around 39 distributors currently. So what started as just a small town name in Tennessee is now in Colorado, California, New England. So it's just really spread, and on accident almost, just because people loved the Wil-Ro name, the look, and everything about the company.
Hey, well, when you talk about the quality and the craftsmanship and where that leads in terms of referrals, personal referrals, the appreciation, that opens up obviously all these doors of opportunity. So for those who say, okay, so how do you describe what you do? Go ahead and paint the picture as much as you can, especially through radio and, talking about some of the different opportunities. So go ahead and describe what you all do and the different opportunities to engage.
So we actually go out and seek new business through website leads. Word of mouth is a big thing, but we also get out into the community and get involved in trade shows locally and outside of this state, outside of Tennessee, into other states. So we kind of grow that network through social media, which Hannah does a really great job of running, websites, trade shows, word of mouth, talking to people. But we always come back and say that the success behind our business is the men and women that work out in our factory and actually build what we sell. We wouldn't be where we are today without them. We try to be sure and let them know that they are the key to our success.
So let's go ahead and dive into the truck bodies. Talk about lead time, talk about customization. How does all the magic work?
So our lead times, we try to keep down pretty low. We know that time is money. Sales are quick. People want things. I think the American culture is, if you want something, you want it now. You don't want to wait for it. We're all about instant gratification. Everyone in the world is. So we work really hard to keep our lead times down to be able to meet our customers' needs. As far as customization, we try to steer clear of that, if I'm being honest. We know what we're good at, and we try to stick to just that. That's where quality comes in. If we're trying to do a custom job every other day of something that we'll probably never do again, I wouldn't want to go out there and say that it's going to be top quality, because we know this is what we build, this is what we're good at, and we try to stick to that.
Go ahead and talk about, you have a lot of pictures on the website, but talk about the specialization for what you build.
So we have 3 series. We have a flatbed series, a landscape series, and a platform series. In each of those series, we have a few different builds. So really our bread and butter, we like to say, is our standard landscape body. You'll see those all around the Tennessee area. They are on the back of the Isuzus and the Chevy LCFs. So that's our most popular bed, is the open landscape, our standard landscape bed, as well as our flatbeds we do really well in. We have normal flatbeds, we have skirted, utility. So anything from a Ford pickup to an Isuzu to a Kenworth, we'll do big heavy duty platforms. So we range from medium duty to the lower class of trucks up to, I don't know what the highest class truck we do is.
I think we do like a class 6,
A class 6 or 7 truck on those Kenworths. So we do a lot. We like to say we don't customize, but you can definitely pick and choose from what we have offered, to meet your needs and meet exactly what you're doing on the job site.
Right, absolutely. So if someone says, hey, this is what I want, talk about, you mentioned kind of how they find you, but talk about the process and going through it to, from start to finish to get the truck.
Right. We always point them to our website. Pictures can do way better than describing. So we'll talk them through, most of the time, both being on the site. What kind of truck do you have? What are your truck measurements? That's the most important thing. What can we fit on your truck? What are you going to be using it for? Are you going to be hauling another trailer? Do you need to load mowers onto it? So most of the time, just, having a deeper conversation with them about what they're needing it for. And then most of the time, I would say we're more knowledgeable of what they need than they are. So just guiding them through what we have to offer that could meet their needs.
Yeah, because I say they kind of know what the end result is. You kind of know all the questions to ask to make sure that they get the proper end result that they're seeking.
Right.
So you mentioned obviously the manufacturing side, the expertise on your end. Talk about your team. Talk about some of the innovations and technology that has really brought you to the forefront in the industry. So talk about the team and the innovations on the manufacturing side.
When Wil-Ro started out, obviously it was pencil and paper, and Hannah actually does a good job of posting some throwbacks. So we have some really cool drawings from engineers back in the day that had pen and paper and drew it out. But now we have a team of 2 engineers who devote a lot of their time to innovation and growth so that we can stay relevant in the industry. They are extremely skilled at what they do. They don't use pen and paper anymore. They use SolidWorks, and they draw up bodies and configurations for us all the time. But we actually have a core value of innovation here at Wil-Ro, and that's one thing that we try to meet on every week is what are things we're hearing from our customers that they need that we don't currently do, so that we can continue to grow, we can continue to expand our product line to help our customers out.
What are 1 or 2 things that have your attention looking forward? So obviously some of that might be top secret, but what are some of the things that have your attention when you look at the future possibilities?
I can mention a couple things that we did last year that could kind of lead into what we're doing this year. So last year we released 3 new products. One of them being a landscape trailer. So we like to say we kind of went back to our roots. We weren't doing a trailer since the 80s or 90s. And with the chassis and chip shortage that almost everyone was experiencing, whether you're looking for a truck or even just a car, we thought, what's a product that a customer can use the truck they already have? So we made our standard landscape body into a landscape trailer. We released a hot shot bed that's for hauling, as well as our Liberty flatbed, which combines elements of 2 of our previous flatbeds. So last year we did big product releases. This year we're looking towards fine-tuning what we currently offer to better meet the needs of our customers. A bulkier headboard for tie downs, a fuel neck that tips downward for easy access to your fuel neck when you have a bed on there, because it does block some of the things that are on your truck. So just listening to our customers on what we have now that needs fine tuning to make it easy as possible for them to use.
One of the cool storylines is a veteran theme that runs throughout. So talk about the support of veterans.
Of course. So we are veteran owned. Our owner, Josh, was in the Marines, and we are proud to be veteran owned. I think it's great. And we have a lot of team members who are veterans. So just really, talking about American made and being at home and that work ethic, I think incorporates into our whole business because we are veteran owned.
You all do a tremendous amount of things to support nonprofits in the community and even beyond your local community. So talk about your support of nonprofits, the community engagement, why that's so important.
So every employee or team member, excuse me, here at Wil-Ro gets a paid volunteer day throughout the year, and they get to choose to go and work at a nonprofit of their choice. I think that's very unique. I really like that we do that. I think that all of our team members thoroughly enjoy it, but we provide opportunities also on a monthly basis to go down to the soup kitchen at Luke 1412 and volunteer. So some of our guys out of the factory will actually come out of the factory and clean off some weld dust and go down and serve some soup for lunch. And they all really enjoy doing that. Christmas time, we work with Toys for Tots. They do the bicycle drive, obviously, so we help with that. Community lunches, bringing in local first responders, firefighters, paramedics, police, and feeding them. And then we also are very active with the Shalom Zone here in Gallatin that does a lot of in our backyard community outreach for kids and for adults. And we're very involved in that.
Yeah, some of the other ones, just, when you look at all the different things you're involved in, you've got Homeboy Industries, Operation Stand Down, which supports veterans, Barefoot Republic. So a lot of different organizations that you all support. Give me one. You mentioned obviously the volunteerism and the soup kitchen side, being able to serve the meals, but give me one, special experience that stands out to you as a fun memory.
I have one. So our owner also went to a mission trip to, I believe it was Uganda, and they played baseball there and did a number of other things. But he did take a picture with, I can't remember the little boy's name now, but they, had a special bond throughout the week, and he loved trucks and loved learning about Wil-Ro. So once Josh got back, he had us get a package together with him. We got a baseball jersey with his name on it and sent it to him. So I thought that was special. I didn't even meet him or know him, but through working at Wil-Ro, I was able to connect with someone that otherwise I would have never known. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, very cool indeed. For you two, when you look at truck bodies and working in manufacturing, typically a very male-dominated industry. So for you two as professionals, as women stepping in, what does this mean to you to really kind of be trailblazers in the industry?
I find a lot of pride in it. I never thought that I would see the day that I would be working in the truck industry. I came from a much different background, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I feel very empowered. I have never felt slighted in the least in this industry because of being a female. I think everyone's been very welcoming and inviting, and we've had great customer interaction. Anytime we go to the trade shows, we have great interaction with customers there and with competitors even alike. And we've also, kind of started to see that a lot of our competitors and customers are a lot female ran. There's a lot of females in those businesses. So we're definitely not alone. I think it's up and coming and growing, but I think it's empowering. I think it's exciting to get to work in something that we all think of as this male industry, and we have a lot of say so here, and it's great.
That's awesome to hear. And also the fact, like you said, is with competitors and trade shows and just the respect and the fact that you're seeing more and more women-owned businesses and things like that in the industry. That's awesome news. Hannah, what would you add to that?
I agree. I think it's great connecting with people in this industry. This was my first job out of college. I knew nothing about manufacturing, and I enjoy it. I agree. It's empowering to be a woman in a male-dominated industry. And I think, you're I'm respected in everything I do here. There's always something to learn. I think it's a really fun field. There's always something new happening. So I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah. And for both of you, bringing different perspective and experiences in, I think it's a powerful opportunity to shape the future of the company. Give me one more thing that you wish everyone knew about Wil-Ro.
I don't know if I have one thing off the top of my head that I wish everyone knew, but I wish that everyone, and we would invite, but I wish everyone had the opportunity to come here and see the smiling faces and the people that are behind the product that we put out and behind the community involvement that we take part in. We would not be who we are without the people in this company. We really strive to build each other up. We meet twice a day. And just kind of an example is we do call out cards based off of our core values, and to hear the guys out in the factory who we would all look at and say, like, they are some rough and tumble kind of guys, and they're thanking each other and showing, appreciation for the help they get between the two of them or the whole team. It's really rewarding to see and be a part of. And anybody that would ever want to come and tour here and get a glimpse of the inside, we would invite them to do so. It's a great experience.
Yeah, very cool. Wrap up with website, social media. Where do we go to learn more, to see all the pictures, and to plug in with Wil-Ro?
Of course. So our website is wil-ro.com. All of our social handles are Wil-Ro Inc. And another thing to mention, we do have a new brand that we started late last year. It's called Terra Rover Overland. And those are camping trailers. So be sure to check those out as well. That would be Terra Rover Inc., which is another cool and exciting innovation thing we have going on.
Absolutely. Well, Katelyn, Hannah, thank you for all you and your amazing team do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.